So in my last video, I talked about why, Spider-Man couldn't appear in any TV series, and that was towards the end of my last video. Well, this time I want to, kind of explore that, reason as to why that is, and I want to talk more about it. And just thinking about the prospect of at least Spider-Man and Daredevil showing up together, the closest that we have ever gotten was back in Spider-Man No Way Home, where Matt Murdock makes an appearance as, Matt Murdock, the lawyer, to Peter Parker, who was being accused for the murder of Mysterio. And that's pretty much it. It was a short scene, but it was cool to see both characters in the same scene together on the silver screen. So that was really cool. Anyway, this article that I'm about to read to you and then discuss talks about why Spider-Man cannot appear in Daredevil Born Again or any other Disney Plus series. And again, like I mentioned at the end of my last video, Sony has the movie rights to Spider-Man, which means that that character cannot appear in any Marvel Studios Disney Plus series, even if it's set in the same exact city as Spider-Man, because Spider-Man's in New York and so is Daredevil. But Daredevil is in a different part of New York, so that's probably why Spider-Man never shows up where Daredevil is fighting, because Daredevil's in Hell's Kitchen and Spider-Man's mostly in New York. So in another different part of New York, excuse me. So anyway, this article dives deep as to why that is and why he cannot appear in any of these Disney Plus series. And we're going to go ahead and read that article, and then discuss. So, why Spider-Man cannot appear in Daredevil Born Again or any other Disney Plus series. As the release date for Charlie Cox-led Daredevil Born Again draws closer, doubts regarding the potential cameos of other MCU superheroes have started to surface, with the most recent one being about Spider-Man. While the two characters did share the screen in 2021 Spider-Man No Way Home, Cox's Matt Murdock and Tom Holland's Spider-Man have yet to cross paths again. Moreover, if Brad Winderbaum's recent comments are anything to go by, fans will have to wait for a prolonged period for the next, if any, live-action collaboration. So Brad Winderbaum and Spider-Man writes for Daredevil Born Again to Disney+. In a recent discussion, the long-term Marvel executive relayed skepticism regarding the potential live-action team-up between Spider-Man and Matt Murdock's superhero alter ego in Daredevil Born Again. While speaking to Brandon Davis during his recent appearance on the Phase Hero of Film and TV podcast, Brad Winderbaum opened up about the possibility of seeing Tom Holland in the forthcoming Daredevil series. I'm not sure exactly what the rules are, but I think Sony have long-form television rights. I don't know if that means he can show up. You can do like 30-minute animations, I think, the X-Men 97 executive producer noted. Like I said before at the end of my last video, 30-minute animations are, on the table, free for Marvel Studios to use because they have the rights to use them in an animated format. And they also have the merchandise rights. The only rights that Sony has is the film distribution rights, and that's it. So despite Winderbaum's statements, Jake Hamilton's recent interview with that damn fly here with Charlie Cox and Vincent D'Onofrio pertaining to Daredevil Born Again did provide fans with an interesting tidbit about Spider-Man. While asking the two actors a question about the MCU characters, the Jake's Takes host inadvertently confirmed that the web-slinger will be name dropped in Daredevil Born Again episode 2. So I think before I continue with the article, I haven't seen anything yet, but I think the name drop is by Wilson Fisk, where Wilson Fisk describes Spider-Man as a kid dressed up as a spider or whatever, just swinging around, whatever. So it confirms that people know of Spider-Man's existence. So as far as name dropping Spider-Man in a TV series, that's okay. Doctor Strange did it in his movie, in Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness, where he mentions Spider-Man, and Spider-Man's not in that movie. So Hamilton stated, Wilson Fisk makes a brief reference to a kid dressed like a spider in the second episode, which is a reminder that while this is an intimate street level story, there are a lot of superheroes out there since your characters exist in the world. As such, Daredevil Born Again seems to acknowledge the presence of Tom Holland's Spider-Man. However, the current dynamic safely rule out his proposed appearance in the latest MCU addition to Disney+. So there you have it. Spider-Man still exists in the MCU, but remember, nobody has any memory of Peter Parker, the person, at all, because that spell is still active. So everybody forgot about Peter Parker and his actions and his, alleged, his accusation, of being the one who killed Mysterio. But Spider-Man still exists. His identity is a complete full secret, as it should be with anybody who's not close to Spider-Man, Peter Parker. And I hope they keep it that way, because one of the annoying things that I couldn't, it's a major gripe that I had with the MCU, especially Spider-Man, is how incredibly comfortable Peter Parker was at removing his mask during an Avengers battle and whenever he meets anybody, he just removes his mask and like casually introduces himself, giving out his full name, basically doxing himself to anybody he comes across, crosses paths with, excuse me. So that was super annoying. And I'm like, that's something that Peter Parker Spider-Man does not do casually. If you read any comic, his identity is like gold to him. He doesn't casually just remove his mask saying, oh, hi, I'm Peter Parker. That's something that's so stupid and annoying. And I'm glad that this spell is active because nobody now truly knows who Spider-Man really is. And I hope he keeps it like that. And I hope he acknowledges and the fact that his identity is something to hide, And I hope that Marvel Studios, Sony keeps it that way and abides by the comics, and because it's an important part of Spider-Man lore, honestly. So anyway, that's pretty much all I got for you today. It sucks that Spider-Man cannot appear in any Disney Plus series, but at least he can be referenced, and I'm happy about that. But anyway, you let me know your thoughts. Do you think Sony should pretty much give up the rights to Spider-Man and let Marvel Studios take over? And if you would want Spider-Man to appear in a Disney Plus series, which series should he appear first? If not, which Disney Plus series character should appear in the fourth Spider-Man movie or the next one, the fifth one probably. But anyway, that's all I got for you today, guys. Thank you all so much for watching. Be sure to like, comment, subscribe, click on the bell notifications so you don't miss anything. Dislike the video if you did. And as always, I will see you all in the next comic panel.